everybody. Welcome. You're here at VR and another R, AR in EDU. I'm Ryan O'Donnell.
I'm Brian Briggs.
And you need to check this out. So, hi, everybody. Thanks for coming to our session. We see a lot of familiar faces. We see some new faces. Numbers are small enough, so we want to be able to make today a bit of a, not necessarily just a talk to you thing. The world of virtual reality, it's new. It's kind of been around for a bit, but it's really kind of been exploding lately. And so we want to be able to have a conversation about some of the things that we've done, some of the things that we have seen, but also would love to be able to hear from you all about some of the stuff that you are seeing in your surroundings, because there's a lot of opportunities. And I think more than many of the sessions that you'll see here and anywhere else, this is something that's new, and just we're all trying to be able to find out what are some of these educational applications for them, because it's kind of sexy, it's kind of cool, and it's kind of, that dude just took a 360 photo of right there, like just right now, he just did that. Okay, so there's, so that's kind of what the plan for the thing is today. Who are you, by the way?
I'm your counterpart.
Who
am I? I'm Brian Briggs, Director of Innovation and Instructional Technology for Plumas Lake. And like what Ryan and I talk about with AR and VR, how it is that today is, it's like the Wild West. They're just throwing things out there, and people are trying to, how they can apply it to their classroom. There are a few companies that are narrowing that in and doing the focus for education, and we'll talk about that later. But again, it's still somewhat new in the world of ed tech, and it's still forming. So it's kind of like when you're talking the waves, it's on the cusp of the wave.
Oh, that's right, with our wave
with our wave
from
scene.
today.
Why didn't we do the wave doing this?
We're riding one of these early waves. That's how to be able to reach us, contact us. We do podcasts. I just said do, but we also do a podcast called Check This Out. We are on episode 90.
We're going to go in 93. We just hit 92.
Yeah, just hit 92. And so we're going to do that's more today, right?
Yes, later this afternoon we're going to talk about.
If you want to do some podcasts, and not necessarily about you, but if you're interested in having some of your students do some audio podcasts, and that will be the fourth session. That's called a shameless plug. Come to our fourth session. Today's resources, if you want to be able to follow along, we're not going to do a whole bunch of stand and present. We're going to be doing some stuff. You're going to be doing some things. But if you want to be able to see this presentation and steal it and do whatever you want, you can go to this website. That's my site where I keep my stuff, creativeedtech.com. And then if you look at the links in the upper right corner, you should find a thing that says trainings. Trainings, Creative Ed Tech. Go to trainings. Feel free to be able to steal anything else that you can see there. It was Megan was looking at some of my other sort of templates and lists and all that kind of stuff. Feel free to kind of check some stuff out, but that's how you can find some stuff. Ready? Do it. Okay, so our agenda for today is we're going to be able to talk about VR, because VR is what everybody's talking about, but there's also an AR, augmented reality. We'll talk a little bit about what those are. Then we want to have a little conversation about what you guys are doing, and then we are going to jump in and talk about what are some of those things that are happening in different classrooms and have you play with them. So that's our overall agenda. So what is VR and AR, Brian?
It's right here.
It's right there. It's boring text.
Virtual reality is going to take you into a different world. It's a virtual world that you can go through. There are tons of apps and applications out there. And then AR is augmenting the world. So a great example is about 2 years ago. Anyone playing Pokemon Go? Anyone still playing Pokemon Go? What level?
I'm at 30.
Oh, I'm at 28. So again, that's augmented reality, because you can walk around in the world and play this game as you go. So there's VR, again, the digital environment around you. They have the headsets for that. You get some high ends and some low ends, and we're going to show some examples of those.
Good difference between the two is one of them you're in, the other one you're on top. Virtual reality, I'm in 360 degrees. I'm inside that scene. And so if you take that little robot-y guy, you're in that world with the robot. In AR, that fake robot sits on top of the existing real world. And that's kind of an easy way to be able to understand the difference between those two. And so VR is that you are immersed. If you are seeing somebody wearing a headset, that is virtual reality, because they are 100% engaged in that, like in Ready Player One and many of the headsets that we're going to show you guys today too. If I want to be somewhere fanciful, someplace I can't be, someplace fictional, that's where virtual reality comes in place. We see AR all the time, and you don't even necessarily know it. That is augmented reality. We have an overlay on top of something. You have the football, you have the 1st and 10. You have the marker. You have where the first down is. And Brian mentioned the Pokemon Go. And so you're still playing?
I'm still playing. Because are you playing too? No. Oh, okay, because we played it for a while, and a lot of times it's big, and then it kind of dipped down. That part where it dipped down, my wife got onto it. And then it's become a family competition because she passed all of us overnight. And so then, yeah, it's a family competition now. So, and it's funny because you make friends. Like I have David Terrio down in Southern California that we're friends, so we share gifts back and forth. And, you know, it's, yes, I'm still playing it.
That's interesting. Gotcha. And so there's a lot of potential with those ones. Now, like you see here too, you're just using another device. It could be a cell phone, it could be a tablet, it could be any device that there is the overlay on top of it, okay? You wanted to share this?
Yeah, again, I mentioned on here, it's hard to think that, you know, our parents' Weather Channel is going to be on the cutting edge of technology, but here's a video that's using augmented reality.
So let's now have a look at what that might be like. For example, we know Florence is going to bring 1 to 3 feet of inundation across many locations. That certainly is enough to knock you off your feet. It can definitely stall cars out and even carry cars away.
This is a great example. Again, our kids out here, our students don't know, on the most part, what flooding is. We have the opposite, it's the drought. So again, this is a great way to, you know, for them to get a feel of it. There is one, though, on one of the virtual reality ones where you're put into a 360 photo like James took earlier. They took one of the aftermath of the fires in the Napa area, where it was a whole establishment, a whole community, which was burned to the ground. And you can put it on and you just feel it. You can look around and see all the char. So our students are hearing this on the news and then be able to experience somewhat firsthand. That's what AR and VR has given us the opportunity to do.
All right, let's jump into it. So, first thing is lowest level. To be immersed into something, we're going to look at virtual reality to be into a world, and probably the easiest thing for you to get your kids, to get somebody thinking about the thing is get them into a 360 either picture or a video. We're not even making them. We're going to look at others. There's some fantastic stuff out there. It's just at the beginning, so more and more stuff is coming out there. What you need in order to be able to do that are two things. You need a device that you can that will show you the virtual reality world. Then you also need a headset to be able to put that device in. So more and more now they are becoming one, and Brian's going to show some later that you can be able to get a device, a headset, which is also the 360. The easiest way is, and it's referred to as Google Cardboard, but that's the idea of taking your phone, and we're going to do this with your phones, everybody, so if you're interested, the idea about taking your phone and being able to put that into a headset, and this is an example of a headset. All virtual reality simply is, it's not really a new technology. The idea of, can I do a stereoscope vision? Can I take one picture and split it into two? So each of your eyes sees the image independently. And if that image is slightly off, adjusted for the right eye and the left eye, creates that three-dimensional effect. This idea of stereoscope has been around for hundreds of years to be able to take those two. What we have now is that technology that makes it a whole lot easier. What these simply do are two things. One is it's going to block out all the other sort of things around you. So all you're seeing are just those two. And then the other issue is that if I try to look at my phone this close, I can't, because it's too close to be able to view. Like we read, I have to go to here, right? Now that I'm in my mid-40s, I have to hold it here. There's no way I can see it that close. So this blocks out the light. Second thing is it has a pair of plastic lenses inside that will adjust to be able to let me see something with some clarity that is only about an inch away from me. Okay, so you need one of these headsets, and we're going to have you take a look at some things. Did you want to jump in?
I would say also these headsets, again, if you have some of the newer phones, the extra large phones, they're not going to fit in it. The Apple 10 XL M&O, I mean, it's not going to fit, or even the Pixel XL. So it's the smaller ones, and again, if you do and have them and you want to try it, you're going to have to pop it out of the case, too.
Yeah, I would take it out of the case if you're like me and you have everything in the world in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk around and be able to have you play with some of these. I have two different kinds for you to be able to look at here. We have one that has a strap and these red ones that do not have them. They're in essence of the same thing. You're going to pop them open. You're going to try to be able to put your phone into them. You're going to see a line that is in the middle. Can you walk around too, Brian, and show? You're going to see a white line in the middle, and that is where you're going to want to put the exact middle line that will show up. Okay, then you're going to snap the whole thing in. The difference between these two is these ones don't have the head strap, which means that you're going to have to use one hand to hold it the whole time. The head straps are nice because it's relatively free.
These are very affordable too. I just saw them at Target for $14, and it comes with a starter kit with. These are the old ViewMasters, though. Again, but you get a little disc that you look at, just like the old ViewMasters. So it's kind of got that, nostalgic.
So now, great, you've got your phone in there. What am I going to look at? So what I'm going to have you do is have you open up this app, that link, bit.ly/OD360.
And do you just do that on a web page?
It needs to be here's an interesting thing is that you can't just do YouTube, the website. YouTube needs to be open. There's a couple, like how to be able to get there is a little bit of a challenge. So you need to be able to get to within YouTube to the app itself, because YouTube website will not let you do the split. Following me?
I'm following you.
Okay.
But I'm familiar with that.
Try to be able to open that up, and if your phone should ask you, what do you want to open it up with? We wanted to open it up with not Safari or Chrome. You want to open it up with the YouTube app, okay? If that doesn't work, I would just open up the YouTube app and type in 360 and see kind of what comes up. But I want us to all sort of practice and play with the idea of trying to be able to get one of these up.
Yeah, so when you go to a YouTube video these days, you see a little cardboard icon, and if you click on that cardboard icon, it launches it in that stereosonic video. So you can see you'll see it pop up, and it's got dual channels. It looks like you're looking at two screens. That's what these are for. So you want me to go ahead and hand these out?
Yes.
All right.
That OD
Who's
is
ready?
caps 360. If that doesn't work, let me show you what this looks like. For those of you who are still checking it out, feel free. You can see one of the problems is how do I be able to get the app to go directly to these? And so it's a little bit of a challenge. What I've tried to do is with my kids, because you have to be able to have that YouTube app, not necessarily go to the website. So some of the things that's helped a little bit is for, like, here you can check it out. The idea of you look at these later, but create maybe your own 360 playlist. And so the list that I gave you, you guys can click and open it up on your own, and you can see, like, here's the one about that dinosaur. Here's one about a 360 VR brain surgery. And there's tons of other ones out there. So I would recommend start finding your own 360 videos, throw them into a YouTube playlist that you can be able to share out as you'd be able to get this to other teachers or to students.
I'd say my favorite 360 video, if you have the headset, is where I hope the 360 videos are going to. There's one called Where's Waldo 360. It's actually a story that it shows police are looking for Waldo, and they're walking down the Santa Monica, the outdoor shopping market. I forget what it's called. But they're walking down, and Waldo is in the background, and you're looking around trying to find them. And then they're on the Santa Monica Pier, and Waldo's walking around, and if you look down, it says, look for these things too in the 360. So eventually, I hope that's where that's going to be an option. I've always wanted to do, like, can you imagine having like a 360 play? Having a play going around and having that 360 camera in the center, so everyone has a role.
Okay, so you guys can keep looking if you'd like. Brian, we're going to talk about next this thing called Google Expeditions.
So Google Expeditions, again, is like your VR field trip. You're going on an expedition. They've really made this more robust, so there are lessons. The really cool thing about it is if your students have the headsets, your whole class could be looking while the teacher is in teacher mode and can direct it. So they're kind of like if you've used Nearpod or something before, where I'm directing the lesson and they're all viewing it. So recently, Google came out to one of our school sites and did the augmented reality piece. And it was a free program. You just signed up, and they rotate the classes 20 minutes at a time. And the kids, it blew their minds. It was awesome because, again, you didn't need the headsets for the AR. All you needed was the phone and a selfie stick. And Ryan came out to visit a little bit of it. I think in the world of AR, VR, I think AR needs to come first before VR. So, but it was great that they were able to see the dinosaurs. And again, the kids see that dinosaur, and the first thing they do is they want to walk into it.
So Google Expeditions is a free app to get. There's a VR and an AR piece. AR is not released yet.
No, it's still in the beta format,
Gotcha.
and it's going to be slowly rolling
And
out.
it's quite nice. This is what the VR experience. So they have all these tours that they have built or other organizations have built. Like I can see Career Exploration, that one's done by Duke University. You'll have Houghton Mifflin. You'll have approved people who've worked with Google to create these tours. So if I say, okay, give me this one called Human Anatomy, you click on that one, I have to download it to my teacher device. All the students then are going to be able to have a phone up with a VR device, and then what they're going to do is they have to, this is a problem a little bit with networks, is that they have to connect to mine. So there's a peer-to-peer network that's a little bit of an issue. Some of the teachers, what they're doing is bringing in their own routers. IT people aren't really digging it. But the idea now is that you are all connected to mine, and I lead you through. So if I now open up this one, I can say, hey, view in virtual reality or view in full screen. This is the teacher mode. I have the ability to look at this, and it says these are lungs. That's my first screen. And if I tap it, I have questions now that the kids can't see. This is the teacher. I can ask questions. Hey, what do lungs? How many do we have? What do lungs do? And some advanced questions. The kids are now in here. They're looking at this space on their own and are able to do a 360 to be able to go all the way around like this, okay? As a teacher, as the kids are looking around, I can now tap on things like it says the right lung. If I tap on that, all the kids will have an arrow that will point, go look at the right lung, and I have teacher questions. Okay, I can go to another scene. Let me go to the respiratory system. Now the kids, this is their new view that they have. The nice part here is that all the kids will absolutely only see what I want them to see. I have the ability to hit pause. When I hit pause, their screens go blank. And then they all look up at me like, great, here's a teaching moment. I can talk, and unpause. Oftentimes what some people are doing is have a 2-to-1 ratio. So let's say the two of you will have one device. One person will be on the device looking, another person will be taking notes, and then I'll talk. Switch it now, tell me what you saw, what you noticed. Switch to the other person, and so it's kind of a back and forth thing and kind of such. So these are nice and interesting. The only problem that I have with them, or two problems, is one, that getting everybody hooked up is an issue. Plus, how do you get phones for everybody, particularly for the lower grades? And then the other issue is that you cannot edit these at all. These are canned. They are what they are. No editing whatsoever.
And I think, again, that's the whole thing about the Wild Wild West, is that there's nothing really out there. But there are some companies now that are coming up, like CoSpaces, that are coming in, and then you have the ability to create this world that students can go into or they can share with each other.
So I would recommend it. Get Expeditions, play around with it. Who's played with Expeditions already? A couple of you. Okay, next. So now how to be able to make your own. This is the one I'm really digging, and it's called Tour Creator. If you guys could check that out on your own as well too. Let me show you what Tour Creator allows you to do. I'm going to show you two examples. One, these are both that I created. I'm going to open this one called The Ancient World. So this is one I did for social studies teachers. So what you have here is, it looks a lot like Expedition. You don't need to do the full phone thing. You can do that, but you can also do it from a Chromebook, because now here is a 360 experience of a picture. Can you drive while I talk? So here is, it's called Google Tour Creator. And what you do is you pick 360 pictures, you create the overlays, or the students create those. Well, like we were talking about before about, hey, I want there to be a note, a picture, a something about if the kid gets to that. So as Brian scrolls around here, looking at the ancient pyramids, I can see there's a couple letter I's. Keep scrolling. Do we see something besides eyes? Keep going. Keep going. There's another icon for a graphic. And so when we realize what are these things, the user can now click on them. So click on the letter I and let's see what that does. When I click on that, then comes up a text box of what that is. And this is, again, you create them. So it could be a description, or it could be a question. It could be a prompt. It could be whatever. And so if they want to be able to navigate to the other ones, they could browse around and click on them. Or if they wanted to, they could simply click here. Take me to another. Go to Khafre's pyramid. Then it'll jump you over to that particular one. Now let's go back over, Brian, try to find that image and see what shows up when I click on that image. So like over here, there's that little tent. What is in there? Inside that tent is this ancient Egyptian boat that was buried, and that is a picture of what's inside there. I can put in, went too far. You can put in a picture, and in that picture you can also have a description as well in that. So the amazing part about this is that's great, and you can all do it with, hey everybody, just go check out this tour and look on it on any computer. Or you can if you look on this on a device, you can do the split screen, and now it is a 360-degree experience. So this could be done here, or it could be done on a on a phone and to get that the VR. What's nice about these ones is you lump them all together. So here in the ancient world, Brian jumped from scene 1. I can go to another scene, so now I can jump over to the Colosseum in Rome. And as I scroll around, kind of grab around, looking kind of what you see here, question that many of you are asking is like, where do I get a picture of the Colosseum in Rome? Google Tour Creator lets you do 2 things. I can go grab pictures that people have publicly uploaded to Google Maps. So I can see who maybe took that picture? Scroll around, you should be able to find them. Keep scrolling.
I always usually just look down for feet.
Yes, and then
Look for the arm.
wonderful.
And there they
it looks
are.
like that merged face. Why are their faces like that? Because I'm going to show you this about how they took that photo. It wasn't taken with like what he had, a gentleman with one camera that'll do it all. He did it manually, and I'll show that. But so I had to go take that picture from somebody else. You're at the whim of finding out what pictures are out there. Some places you'll be like, I bet you there's a lot of pictures of the Colosseum in Rome. You want to go some other places, there's not going to be a lot of 360 pictures on Google Maps. So the other option you can do is put in your own, and I'll show you that in a second. I'm going to show you one more thing. Go to scene number 4. So here I created a theme. I wanted to do all the ancient world. I went Rome, Greece, and the last one I went to China here. Here's an example. Show that person. See how he's taking the picture. He is now holding a camera and doing the 360. That camera that he is using is an example. I'm assuming you have the same one, sir, right? The Ricoh Theta 360, and we have a screenshot in our presentation. If you're interested in getting a camera that can shoot a 360, you turn the camera on. Brian got me hooked onto these ones, okay? And you'll hear noise, everybody smile. Just took a picture, a 360 picture, because there's 2 lenses. A lens on this side and a lens on that side, and each of them take a 180. Show that guy's little head thing again. You can see where it splits it a little bit. Right there. You can't see the phone because it's in his fingers as he hit that, okay? Take that picture, ready to go. What's also nice, video. You want to talk about that?
Video, you just hit it. It depends on the model, but you can have up to an hour, 60 minutes of video on that card. So you can set it up, and you can also do a live stream too if you want to do that.
Right, let's how to be able to add a point of interest. So I want to be able to, you've created this. I've thrown the 360 picture. What are these spots? Let's go way in the back, Brian, and click over there. If you are logged in, what happens is you will have, when you get here, you can edit this, okay? And when you edit, it says add a point of interest. You click wherever you want. Point of interest, I'll say I add one right there. What do you want that to be? A text box or a picture? What picture do I want? Go get one and drag it in. And the new thing that they added, which I wanted to show and it didn't get saved or whatever, but you can add audio on there. So I did a little audio piece of me narrating something I wanted the kids to be able to see, and you can hit record directly in it, or you can record on your phone in another program. It's a really nice tool to be able to turn this 360 experience into a real kind of multimedia thing. These are very, very simple to do. Let me show you the other one, Brian, the school one that we were talking about. Click on My School right there. So here's an example of how you can be able to just do a 360 of your own school. You can see it says Rockland High School, Home of the Thunder. There are 6 different scenes here. Each scene is a different photo. Perfect, scroll up a little bit and let's have Brian look around. So now we can see here are some spots and you can be able to identify click on a picture and like, hey, that's where the athletic department is located. Or, Brian, can you find the cafeteria one way or another? He can do it 2 ways. Brian can scroll around and look at eyes, or he can click on the word cafeteria and it can jump them over there, okay? So what I did for my kids is I said I want them to be able to create their own. These 360 pictures are not on Google Earth, so how do we get them? You can shoot them with the 360 camera, and you can also shoot them with your phone, which I'm going to show you in a second. Can you scroll down and show me? This is what I did in order to do that, is wonderful thing regarding, and this is what Tyler had out there today, is to get creative. So went to Goodwill and bought a helmet, and then then I got some duct tape, and then what is that sitting on? This is that camera. Is every tripod comes with its little, what's called a quick release plate, okay? And so you probably may have this blocks out your hearing. I can't hear anything. I have a bunch of these old tripods. I got some quick release plates. I just took that one off. You can go to Goodwill and find an old tripod, and all you need is that plate. Every tripod has the same screw and bolt, so all you do then is just attach that on here, and then now I have to go up and hit this, boop, and hit it. No, because this has a timer on it. So all I did was say, okay, timer, take a picture every 8 seconds. And I started walking. And you can hear it, bloop, bloop, bloop. I would get close. Sometimes I'm like, dang it, I wasn't quite there. So I'd like hurry up and I would like, okay, get to right here. Wait a second. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Super fun. And that's what Tyler had brought out in the thing, is that he saw me post this and he wanted to be able to do it as well too. Really easy. I'm going to take that off because I have a large noggin and that's a little sweaty. And so then, if you want to check this out, I was going to give you guys time, but I don't think we are. Go back to here. If you want to click on that bit.ly/RHS360, open that, Brian, would you? Practice on your own. Use my school before you do your own. Here are my pictures from that camera. I throw into a general folder, and they're all labeled. The gym, the front of the school. Double-click the football field, Brian, would you? And see what they look like. They look all wonky. Anyone, I don't care. There you go, football field. This is what it looks like, a 360 picture. These are ones that the students went out and took. Then I just gave the kids, hey, here's a bunch of 360 photos. You choose which ones will tell the school, the story and the location of the school. And then all they do is they download these ones and then just drag them into Tour Creator. So there's a couple different processes. If you want to be able to do the tour of your own school or your house or whatever you want, or on the field trip that you guys go to, that could be a wonderful example. You could either, they're two separate things. Who's taking all the photos, just like the people who are filming right now. These camera guys are filming. Are they the ones who are going to be editing this together? Are you guys? Who's editing? He's pointing to somebody else. She'll do the editing. So that's two separate things. It could be the same person. Are the kids going to go out and shoot all the photos and then also go create the tour, or make them separate? Or maybe I just wanted a smaller thing. I'll go out and take all those 360 photos and the kids will do that. I did it with high schoolers and had them create their own 360. I took the photos and we did this, and I said, hey, you have to create 5 spots on the high school and do a couple points of interest, and they all got this done in like 45 minutes in kind of a one-day thing. Those are high schoolers. I'm assuming, you know, in my working with 5th and 6th graders, I seem like they're more advanced than my high schoolers, because it's a challenge. Anyway, so you want to talk about how to be able to take them? So
yeah, with if you're taking it with your phone, there's my phone. It depends on your phone. I have a Pixel. On here, one of them though, if you go in your picture mode, you'll find one that says panorama, or you'll find one that says possibly photosphere.
Sorry, real fast. For Apple people, this would come with the Google Street View app.
It comes with the Street View app. So if you launch Street View app, so if I do a quick photosphere, or in the Street View, here's how I do like a globe. It shows me, it goes, okay, here's the blue dot. It shows you where the next blue dots go. You just bring this circle over it. You'll see as I come around the back here. And so it just shows me the directions. And then you can stop whenever you want. I'm just going to go a complete 360 and not the actual sphere. And then hit X.
The Google Cardboard camera is another interesting one. Is it only does this. It doesn't do all of this. That's nice because it does get the audio with it, and I like that experience. They haven't really moved forward with that because I love that idea. It doesn't do the tilt. What this one does, although it looks like it's only going side to side, you notice how the dots go up and down? If you want to create your own, like the dude in the Coliseum, you're going to have to take 32 pictures, okay? If you're going to do this, don't get stuff that moves a lot. Okay? Because my son and I did a photo of it where I took a photo and he was on this side over here like he was yelling. And then as I was snapping photos, he ran to the other side and he goes like this. So it looks like he's yelling to himself. So you can always play with that. But again, like you said, you'll get the things called ghosting. There's a whole website of these malformed pictures of people that are doing that. So one of the issues that you get with all of them, they're not super. If you want to get a real 360 camera, it's going to be crazy pricey, because the problem with this, as well as most of these others, there's only 2 cameras. When I did the other one that Brian was doing, that's 32 pictures. And in many ways, that's going to be, besides the stitching issues, you're actually going to get sometimes a better image doing this way because you're taking 32 images. This one is 2, so the top and the bottom gets kind of fishbowl-y a little bit on these ones. But great little introductions on those. Yeah, that's an example of me walking around. I think we're done with that. Move on. Oh, you want to talk about, real fast, go back to the other ones, what the Oculus Go.
Oh, okay, so some of these are your VR. So down here is like your upper end. The price is deceiving, okay? So like again, Samsung VR Gear app, their headset's 100. The Oculus Go, approximately, this is $200.
And these are ones, by the way, that this is, no phone goes in there. It's one unit.
It's one unit. And then here is the Oculus Rift, which is $400. I have the HTC Vive, which is $500. Why I say these two are deceiving, because this is just for the headset. You have to have a beefy computer to run these things. So the computer is another $2,000. So, and HTC just came in with a new wireless headset. So in my office, I'm going to get the things that you see at a car wash and run it on the rafters. So it kind of, the cord goes up and down. So it's kind of feeling alien-like. But this is the Oculus Go, is the computer's built in. It's an all-in-one unit. So for $200. So if you're thinking about the Expedition, which is 9-10 grand, you can get a few of these. And that's one of the current things that are happening right now. There's a Facebook page on Oculus Go in education where they're finding an application and programs where they can have 10 in the room, push something out, and goes to all of them.
Great, I can look at something, I can click on a button, but if now I can use my hand as some sort of in that world, it makes it a whole lot better. So the daydream that he's talking about, I don't think you had one, it'll come, yeah, like here. So this now becomes my pointer, my hand in that virtual world. So that now turns that VR experience into not just this is a cool roller coaster that I'm in. This is now an experience that I'm manipulating. This is kind of, I think, where really some great potential in the future comes from. The idea of looking at the lungs. Now, hey, everybody, click in, drag this over to there, or where do you think that could be? So,
and coming from HTC Vive, I was very impressed with this one here, including the sound, because the sound comes right out of it and you don't have to wear it, but like it is almost like 360 sound. So if you'll hear something over here. So.
Gotcha. Let's jump in. We're only got 5 minutes left. Let's talk about AR.
AR. Okay. Really quick. How many did the sale? How many did the Merge Cube sale? Got them for $1 each. I showed up at Walmart and just went off the shelf. So I got about 45 of them. Again, this is augmented reality. Again, like we said, we're placing a layer. They're called Merge Cubes. So I have a folder here that has Merge Cubes. I'm going to bring up Mr. Body. And what it does is it puts a little image on each of these little symbols that you see. So again, it's going to look at this here. I'm going phone mode. Next. So right now it says, where is the cube? So you have to find the cube. You just line it up. So from here, I can go on, and then when there's lungs, I can click on the lungs, and it'll take me. And now if I twist this cube, it's moving the body here too. And do you have Galactic fired up?
No, I was doing, I don't know what, I got the, the solar system.
No, these are with the Merge Cube. If you do a search on Merge Cube, the apps are generally free. So Solar One here is free. So
now, I can interact with this a little bit. Like, I want to know more about, I want to know about Saturn. I can tap on Saturn, and now Saturn comes up. And I can find some information about Saturn and such.
And again, so I can spin it all around. Mm-hmm. So like I have a list of different ones on there. A real fun one too is there's one called Diffuse, which is kind of a puzzle, you have to defuse the bomb. So it says you got to flip these switches, and then you have to, it's your problem solving and critical thinking. Oh, got to flip those, got to get those. So they're great. Dig is kind of like, my 4th graders loved Dig because it was kind of like Minecraft. And this is your world cube, and you can dig around on there. So
this isn't the Merge Cube. There's other AR apps out there. So this one's called BBC Civilizations, and it says, hey, try to be able to find the ground somewhere. And I'm like, okay, give me the ground there. And now I can be able to search and say, okay, give me the Rosetta Stone. This is BBC Civilizations. So now this is the Rosetta Stone that is sitting right now inside the inside this classroom. And I can walk around. I can look up. The resolution is quite good on this. The kids get a sense of scale about how big that, because we often see just a picture of the Rosetta Stone, like when we talk about it, but like kind of what this looks like. You see things do get a little wonky when the tables get in the way, but And it's nice they have these, like I can click on the flashlight and say, oh, tell me about this, listen to a little bit. Now she's talking to me about it a little bit. Okay, I can also look around and it can add, gives me some more details on it. So there's a lot of fun ones that you can check out. This one, like we said, was BBC Civilizations. Other, Brian, you got some?
I got one right here. This is Google Translate. I don't know if you'll be able to look to this. Again, if I go to anything on the wall, right now I have it to translate from English to Spanish. I can click on it, and it changes it to Spanish here on the screen. So I can come down here, hypersize, I can see what it is in Spanish. You can do it in many different languages. You can do it from Spanish to English, especially if you're traveling. I don't want to have my daughter see this because for her Spanish homework, she'd be over this. So again, yeah, you can walk around over it with any signs and you just align the text and it will translate it over. So
That's crazy. Yeah, that's great augmented reality. Translating it right there. IKEA, I need to go shopping. This room's nice, but it needs a chair. I think I need the Vedbo at $199. Here's the Vedbo chair. Great, let's drop that bad boy in there. Let's try it in my place.
Can I sit in it?
You cannot sit in it.
You're not going to invite me.
And then I can move the chair around. I think I want the chair to go like that. And I'm going to drop that into place. Brian, you just messed it up. All right, there's this giant chair now that should not be that size that you can test in space, test in your space and all that kind of a thing. Okay, augmented reality. Brian, we got 1 minute left.
1 minute left. Like I said before, I put some on here. The civilizations on there. Metaverse is another great one. Metaverse, again, is going to use your augmented reality. What they've been doing with Metaverse is, how many of you have done the breakout rooms? Breakout EDU. They make the digital breakouts now where you can do it on a Chromebook. Now you can do it in VR. So now you can spin around with this under education, Ocean Dive Portal, and you can look around and click onto the next one as you're doing a breakout within VR. So
more of them were over here. Just wanted to share out this. If you want to be able to link, I did a little list here. Click on these links that all make these active. Here's some other ones to be able to check out. There's some great communities that are out there on Twitter, hashtag AR, VR, and EDU. There's a book about virtual reality, and there's also a Facebook group.
There's two Facebook, if you have this presentation down in the notes, it's Facebook group, there's AR, VR in education, and Oculus Go in education. Great two ones to go. I forget, you want me to put it on?
No, just, what is it though?
This?
Brian bought shirts.
I bought shirts that we're going to go to.
What did you get this at the JCPenney teen section? How tiny is that?
So let's see.
Jeez, how big are you? Huh?
All right, so this is the virtual tee. Yours is in the other one. It's a little tight. All right, so again, this you can put on this shirt. I have virtual tee.
This is really messing up my mic, I would imagine.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to scan it, and so now I can see his body. So we can see his liver's right around that and wearing.
Fridays, it's a lot working hard.
Friday,
working hard on Friday.
It's put in overdrive right now. So again, there's other different apps that you can go around, check it, look at it. You can check. Let's track your heart rate. So again, there's other apps that do this. You can look at the skeletal system, not Skeletor, circulatory, and then some of the organs. So that's what you wear on this. And then more and more of these are coming out.
Awesome. Good luck to you guys. Please feel free to reach back to us. I want to hear some of your successes as we're in this Wild West world. I can't talk enough about the tour creator. I think that's their great baseline get into this kind of world. Thanks a lot, you guys, for a lot of fun.